epic clause. Girl, epic clause, girl. Nah, never. I'm not pregnant.
Baby, please just take it slow. There's no need to rush things, no. Let's figure out a way.
Whew. You know when you open a can of worms and you're not aware that you're doing that? That's what I just did. I just literally opened a can of worms because after releasing my previous video, the things that I got to hear were just, I'm just, you know, from my side, I think I'm just happy that I got to do this. I'm just happy that I got to do this after healing, because you can imagine if I heard things that I heard and I haven't healed and I was still going through my healing process, how I would have taken it. Anyways, hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I know my title of this video is very intriguing, and I plead with you guys to be a little bit lenient and give me a chance to tell you guys the story before you judge, right? I promise you, it is not easy. It is not easy for me to come out here and expose myself like this. But and I do realize also that there's going to be a lot of negative backlash, which is fine. I'm coming here obviously hoping to help someone, to let most women and men know that you guys are not alone. In most cases, we think we go through things alone because no one comes out to really talk about what really happens in their lives, because you guys just saw the beautiful part of me posting him and him taking me shopping, or you know, all the good stuff, the dates, but never the ugly part. And also, I am not mad at him. He actually did send me a text, and there was a girl that was, I don't know what was happening there. And also, I'd also like to clarify that, right? Because the text that he was sending me, that girls are sending him, are based on them saying I said he was abusive. I just want to bring out clarification. Also, yes, we still do talk then there. He does check up on me. I do check up on him. I'm not an enemy of his. This is a person that I once upon a time in my life truly loved and saw a future with. So there's no need for me to be angry or mad. I choose to still have his numbers. Obviously, it was a very rocky road after the breakup, the blocking, the unblocking and everything. And I've made peace with the fact that he's there, but I'll never get back together with him, and I don't think he wants that either. Clarification. When I say he was toxic, I'm not saying he was people confuse the two. There's toxicity, and if that's even a word, right? There's toxicity and there is abuse. And I'm saying he did both to me. He was very abusive, but mentally abusive. He wasn't physically abusive. And he was very toxic. So, and also, guys, he didn't cheat on me. I walked out of that relationship because I wasn't happy and I was losing myself, right? So I think, yeah, I am done with that. He never beat me. There was a time he pushed me, but that was not like intentional. I didn't want him to leave, and I stood at the door and then he pushed me out the way, which led me to fracturing my ankle. But that was not on purpose, and I wouldn't say that was him being physically abusive. He was never abusive, and he never cheated. And when I say he never cheated, I'm saying this because I never caught him cheating. If he cheated on me with you, my darling, I didn't know about it, right? So let's get right into the video. You know how I kept on saying I was sick on the video? Okay, let me start from the onset. So I've been talking and it wasn't recording. But anyways, let me stop wasting time. So, let me start from the onset. When I met my ex, he was very honest with me. He told me he had 2 children and I was okay with it. I wanted to see the person that I was dating. I didn't want to know about the person he was before we started dating. So in my head, I was like, clean slate. I am going to find out who you are, not who you were. So great. He did make me aware that he was going to introduce me to his children and that I will be a stepmom, stepmom girlfriend, right? And I was okay with it. You know, when you love someone, such things aren't really an obstacle. I don't know for you guys, but for me, I was just like, I love this person and I can't change the fact that he has children. I mean, he has them. So do I stop loving him because he has children? No. So we went on with our relationship, and I remember he wanted a child, but in the beginning he didn't say it like that, but he would say it, you know. And it was also in the things he said and stuff, and I made it clear that I am not ready to have a child. I grew up without a father. My dad passed away. My mom was 6 months pregnant with me. I saw my mom raise me and my sister, and I don't think I wanted that for myself. I still don't want it for myself. So he knew, because I was very open with him. I told him everything, and in his mind he had this thing of, no, with you it's going to be different. You're not going to be a baby mama, you're going to be a wife. And I just kept on saying, if that's the case, you're going to make me a wife. Before I am giving you a child, you're going to make me a wife, right? Great. I go to South Africa, he goes to Nigeria, and then I was supposed to go to Nigeria, and then the week before, I remember I went to the hospital and I was like, babe, I'm going for contraceptives. And I knew he was against that. He didn't want me to get contraceptives because obviously he wanted a child, right? Nonetheless, I knew what I wanted. I still went ahead. I still got contraceptives. And I went to Nigeria and I met his daughter. And I remember there was a time when I would say things like, oh, we'd be such great parents in future, and stuff like that. He would always just push it on my face. Oh yeah, we would, but you don't want to have a child with me, right? And it got to a point where he literally did say, can we go get pills for us to flesh out your contraceptives, right? There I refused. I was like, I'm not doing that. And then this nigga, he kept on saying it so much to a point where I started feeling guilty. And I was like, you know what, babe? I see how bad you want this. And I'm not saying I want to have a child with you. I am saying, can we find out how the process is made? And let's go there, let's ask, let's hear what they say, and then I'll take it from there. So we go to the pharmacy, and when we got to the pharmacy, I saw a whole jar of medication. I was like, that's not gonna be me. I must be drinking that to fall pregnant. It's like, it's not happening, right? I remember walking out of the store, and this is where I lose it, right? This is where I don't remember. I don't know if he bought these pills that day or what happened, but also now that I sit down and I think of it, he's told me that his last baby mama drank those pills behind his back so that she gets pregnant and he didn't want the child, right? And now I felt like this was versa. And I think also when all that was happening, I was obviously thinking, dude, I've heard the story before. You said this has once happened with you and your ex. Why are you the one, when you said you didn't want the child, why are you the one that's making me drink to flash out my contraceptives? And that was the eye-awakening thing for me. I was like, what if it's actually versa? But obviously, I'm not going to say that. He's my boyfriend, right? I let it go. And then I can't remember if he came with the pills that day or if he came with the pills another day. But then there was a time when he came and he was like, if you're Nigerian or if you've been to Nigeria or if you know these pills, they're called Epiclos, right? He shows me Epiclos and he's like, these pills, like, oh my God, guys, you know what? Oh God. This story reminds me of just how naive I am. He shows me these pills and he says, Hore, these pills, if you have sex and then unprotected sex and that person has like an STD or an STI, or you there's a lot of sperm in a lady, if you drink them, they wash out everything, right? He's not telling me that Epiclos is actually antibiotics. So in my mind, I don't know what I'm thinking, but I'm thinking, oh, okay, so you can't get, fine. Kamukhala being stupid. Hey guys, when things happen, you don't actually see them till everything plays out and you stand back and you're like, anyways, fine. He buys those, and me being me, because I knew that I didn't want to get pregnant, even though I was on contraceptives, right? In my mind, I was like, there's this time I'm going to go fall pregnant. So what do? I go behind his back and I drink those Epiclos. I only realize now that this nigga knew what he was doing, because there was, guys, and when I say there was never a time those pills were finished, there was never a time those pills were finished. Like, he made sure that he stocks them. I would drink, and you know what the other thing is? If something is yours and it keeps finishing, don't you ask as to why are you drinking these pills, and when they're finished, babe, why aren't you saying these pills are finished? Like, and with me at that time, I didn't even think about it. So there I was drinking Epiclos, guys. Epiclos every time. I think it got to a point where I would drink this pill every week, because obviously we were sexually active, and me and this nigga were always indoors together. So you can imagine what would go down. Every time he sleeps, I'll go drink Epiclos. It got to a point where I'd even drink 2 sometimes, because in my head I'm thinking, and then at the same time I'm scared, because then 3 months passes and I'm there for 8 months. At some point I was scared to say no. I actually did ask. I was like, babe, can we go get contraceptives? He's like, no, they get you fat, blah 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 blah, you're not getting contraceptives, blah blah blah, we'll be careful. So I'm like, okay, law, he thinks he's smart. Now I'm gonna be drinking Epiclos. Who's fooling who? Who's fooling who? Who is fooling who? Hey, fine. That is when actually I started now bleeding. The bleeding was a result of the Epiclos washing out the contraceptives out of my body. I am thinking that I'm bleeding because of the environment. He took me to the doctor, actually, I remember one time, and the doctors didn't find anything wrong with me. They were just like, maybe it's an environmental thing, because after all, you're not from here, and so forth and so forth and so forth. Guys, I'm bleeding. Kanti Epiclos yang kulumak. Epiclos is cleaning me. Epiclos is making my womb ready. This is not funny. This is actually not funny. Hey guys, time goes, and you know what? He was also very patient with me. So I am assuming that the nurse at the pharmacy told him that this is the easiest way out. Before you know it, I think this was August last year. August last year, my grandfather got really, really, really sick. This was before his passing. He got really sick. For those who know, my grandfather is a pastor. So he would get, like, my grandfather dreamt of me. He dreamt of one of his daughters pregnant. And I remember my mom and my sisters calling me and telling me that, yo, pregnant. Someone pregnant, and none of us is pregnant. And I was like, never. Me, never. Get my epic clothes. Get your epic clothes, girl. Nah, never. I'm not pregnant. Besides, I'm getting my periods, and I'm getting my periods heavily. Like, I'm not pregnant. Like, it's not me. It ain't me. It ain't me. I tested. Results came out negative. I was all good. I think a week passed, and it just came to me for the gamma test because I don't know what is happening with me. Oh, I had symptoms. But not severe symptoms. I had symptoms though. Like I was feeling nauseous, a little bit nauseous, and sometimes I think maybe it's the food that I'm not familiar with and stuff like that. But then that thing that my grandfather dreamt of me, or one of his daughters pregnant, just came. So we bought pregnancy tests again. The pregnancy test came out negative, and then in the morning, and then I remember I put it on the counter and on the dining table, put it on the counter, and in the morning the pregnancy test was positive. I felt adrenaline run through my veins like this. How did I find out? Oh, he actually saw it first. He was like, babe, you're pregnant. I'm like, I'm not pregnant. I walked up to him, I looked at him. He was like, look, the lines were not like really dark. They were very, very dim, but there were two lines. And I remember saying, it's not possible. Did a nigga go out of his way and say, I remember with my first baby mama, this is what happened? Guys, I lost it. I was like, what the fuck, dude? Like, I don't want to hear anything about, I don't have a problem with your baby mama. I don't know your baby mama. I'm not interested in knowing your baby mama. But don't freaking tell me about another woman. That was a fight. And it was right then there where I knew that I cannot have a child with this person. I knew I can't. We got morning afters, and I mean not morning afters, sorry. We got other pregnancy tests, and it was confirmed that I am pregnant, right? He was thrilled, he was happy, but at the same time, I wasn't. Like, I was very disappointed in myself. I wasn't ready to be a mom. I wasn't ready to be a mom at my age. I wasn't happy, to be honest. So I went with the flow. I was just like, okay, what's gonna happen, right? This is when now life hits you and you're like, okay, I am only 22. I am pregnant. What now? I'm not married. I don't have a stable career. I don't have a stable income. My mom is still raising my brother. My sister's career just started. My grandfather is sick. My grandmother is... Who's gonna help with the child? Everybody's lives is occupied. Do I want to even bring a child and I'm not financially stable? You know, I couldn't sleep. I was thinking about this. I was getting more sick and more sick and more sick. And then the red flags, I think, now started becoming more visible because I'm pregnant, but this person doesn't really care about what I eat. This person is not considerate. And he knows that I am not familiar with the food here, but he just doesn't care. Like, he just didn't care. Right? And then now the truth comes. He starts telling me that you know what? Like I said on my previous, you look at these things, guys, and they play in my head. And I'm like, but this was a movie. And I try to think of, I'm like, Kamo, are you making this up? And it's like, psh, this was your life. This guy tells me, it first starts where it started, where he was like, so the child is a boy, and whose surname is the child gonna have? This is the very same person who was planning, or who was saying December he's going to get married to me. Now I'm pregnant. Now this person is asking whose surname the child is going to carry. He was telling me to call my mom and tell my mom that he doesn't mind paying damages, but he wants to pay damages and marry the child. I'm like, dude, it is August now, right? August, September, I can't remember. August, September. You saying you're going to take out lobola for me December. To cut out all costs, instead of you paying damages and to marry the child, why don't you just take out lobola? Half of the lobola, we get traditionally married, and after giving birth, we'll probably get married. Hey, nigga said, nah, I'm pushing him into something that he's not ready for. He's not sure about me. But I'm like, dude, for how many months have you been saying you're going to marry me? Like, you've been saying you're going to marry me. I'm just trying to make things easier financially for us. You know what I mean? Like, it only makes sense. You're going to take out lobola ka December. It's 1, 2, 3 months. September, October, November, December, 3 months. And you know what I mean? I'm like, you can just literally just take out lobola now or in December, because I only found out that I'm pregnant now. The stomach won't even be showing. It's like, that's not the route he's taking. I then realized that this person doesn't want a child for all the good reasons. He's like, he doesn't want to get married as yet because he wants me to go to Canada and give birth in Canada, so that, and then the child must carry his name. Hey! Oh! Hey! Oh, guys, no. Hey, they have used me. Oh, hey. Woo! Are, he wants the child to have his surname. So I must leave Nigeria, travel to Canada, where I don't know anybody, give birth in Canada, so that he can have a Canadian visa. And that I should also know that a Canadian visa means you can travel everywhere in the world. Our child will have a future. Hey. Thank God I'm not stupid. Yes, thank God I am not stupid. I knew then and there that this person is using me. You only want a child with me so that you can get a Canadian visa. But your intentions are, guys, and I was saying this to a friend of mine. I'm like, doing something like that wouldn't be a problem if you're married and you know that this person is here for you. What are the chances that I would have went to Canada and done that, and he comes to Canada and then he just gets his visa and then leaves me like that? You get what I'm saying? I don't mind taking risks for someone who loves me the way I love them. But nonetheless, obviously, I had a conversation with my mom. My mom was like, no. Damages, we don't accept. Ekaya, we don't understand what damages are. It's either that boy marries you or he doesn't. And even if you, Kamukhelo, decide to keep that child is not going to take anyone's surname. Let me tell you how this boy was deceiving me. He was saying, this child that I was going to have is not going to take his surname. He's going to take his first name. So imagine having a child. I don't know how I don't know much, but from that experience, I learned that if a child doesn't match up with your surname as the mother, then I can't say I'm going to, for instance, Botswana with my child, because the person that has my child's surname, which will be the father, must sign. So imagine having a child that you don't have paperwork or you get what I'm saying? So basically, now I was just being used. It was a monopoly game. I was a girl that was just there to get pregnant, and guys, I went after the Canadian story. I swear, every night I was praying to God. I was like, dear Heavenly Father, I don't know what I've put myself through, but I know that it is with you that I will live here safe. That is when, guys, to show that this person actually didn't care about me, bought my own flight ticket. I was, guys, man, la yitsi pregnancy, man. La yitsi. Hey, I yitsi alone. I felt my stomach, I don't know what it was period pains. And even when I was sick, I'd ask this person, I'm like, can you take me to the doctor? He was like, nah, I like acting, I'm okay. So my thing is, even if you tricked me into having a child with you so that you can get a Canadian visa, couldn't you have at least tried to treat me well? Treat me, like, make your story convincing enough. Like, treat me like a queen at least. You get what I'm saying? Like, I left the country. He was begging me not to have an abortion because he knew that I was going to have an abortion. Because who is going to settle for that in this life, guys? My reason for terminating was purely based on the fact that I couldn't afford to be a mom. I couldn't afford to bring a child into this world that I cannot take care of. I looked at my family situation. I couldn't afford to be a burden like that to my family. I looked at how he was treating his baby mamas, and I wasn't impressed. So I guess there's a lot of you guys that knew and wanted to hear the story. And I guess that's going to be the end of the story, guys. This is my termination story. This is my reason for why I terminated. I'm really not proud of what happened. And for someone going through something similar that I'm going through, just remember that if you're not loved properly, there's always someone that will love you regardless of whatever situation. There's always someone that God will assign to you. There are people that God assigns to you to learn. There are people that God assigns to you to grow. There are people that God assigns to you so I don't know how to formulate it, but if you're going through something and it's too heavy on you, I kept on asking myself, okay, I have settled with this person and I just want to give it a try because I've given him my all. Baby girl, there's someone else willing to love you. There's someone out there also. Do you know how many people we have in this world? Do you know how many people want to really love a person? Do you know how many connections you can make with someone else? So what I'm going to leave you guys with is, don't settle. Don't base your life on someone. Live. Get your life together. Get a career. Do something with your life. Because a man is never going to be an answer to your problems. He could be, but to when? You get what I'm saying? I wasn't just gonna be a mom like that, and I just wasn't ready, guys. I feel like there's a lot in my life that I haven't seen. There's a lot in my life. Look, if I had a child, I wouldn't be in Dubai right now, sweetie. I would still, you get what I'm saying? And another thing, if you are going to have a child because you want to have a child. And I guess you guys are going to ask me to tell you guys about how my abortion story was, which will be in my next video. I will tell you guys how that was, but I did it completely legal. I didn't go behind. I went to Murray Stopes, and I got support from family that I needed. It wasn't an easy journey, but yeah, I'm here. I'm okay. I'm healthy, you know. So thank you so much for watching this video. Like, I don't know if I'm going to post this one. It is very, very personal. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.